Nooks and Crannies, Dipsie-Doodles, these are expressions that I use to help define some of the more scientific terms, or in reality, I don't have a scientific term for it. The nooks and crannies, pardon me, are those little spots in between the two teeth when they come together. So instead of the teeth being really tight, there's this little V notch. And as the blade goes across the top, it just misses it. And I have to get the blade down and curve in there and get those little spots out. It's not so much that it's painful, although for some horses it can be. It's more like it's annoying. I mean, if I can feel it with my fingers, I know they can feel it with their tongue. And just like if you had something stuck between your teeth, I'm sure you're going to sit there and focus on it instead of focusing at the task at hand. So I like to make sure all those spots are smooth. Sometimes you can be overzealous and floating and get the tooth filed right down so it's perfectly squared off so each tooth comes together beautifully. But I think that's just taking off too much enamel. So I'll take off the edges and then dip down in between each tooth and make sure each of the nooks and crannies are taken care of. Now the Dipsie-Doodle is a little bit of a like a curve in front of the last cheek tooth on the bottom. So instead of the bottom teeth going straight back from front to back, just before there's this little dip. And some people call it the curve of spree, and everyone focuses on the last tooth being tall, and that may be the case. I like to think of it in my mind as those 2 or 3 teeth before the last tooth are a little bit low. It seems to be common in just about every horse, but if you're taking a flat blade going across, you're going to miss that curve. So you have to focus and concentrate and drive that tip of the float blade down and just scrape off the excess enamel there that's sharp and make sure it's nice and smooth, so when the tongue goes around there, it's not going to be hung up and feeling these things. So that's the Dipsie-Doodle and the Nooks and Crannies.